In the ever so competitive merchant processing business, it's important that you have a company that can fill all of your business needs. We welcome today Mike Werner from Electronic Merchant Systems with more on EMV and chip card technology. First, let's talk about EMV. What exactly is that?
EMV is Europay, MasterCard, and Visa. And what it is a new technology in the debit and credit card processing world that replaces the old technology of the magnetic stripe on the back of the cards.
Sure.
You've probably been to Walmart. You probably have gotten a card now to where you see a chip that's on it.
American Express is like that.
There you go. Now, when you're presenting these cards, you're actually inserting them into a terminal called dipping.
Okay.
And the reasoning for this was they want to try to reduce risk.
Okay.
So these cards have a lot more of a secure transaction.
Much higher security measure with the chips. I noticed there's only a couple of folks that are doing the chip, but more and more are coming around with it because you know, people want to feel secure with their credit card, and I want to feel secure wherever I happen to go. You've got about 3,000 clients right here in Charleston, and the system itself nationwide has got millions of clients. You guys are pretty popular.
Yeah. Well, the debit and credit card processing, there's a lot of companies out there that do it, but they all are having to adapt to this standard. This is not just me. This is anyone across the United States.
And this can be for someone who does just a few transactions a month or a year, to somebody who is doing numerous transactions every day.
Every day, yeah. The purpose of this is to help business owners feel more secure. You know, whether you have one transaction or you have a million transactions, the chances of you taking a fraudulent card are just as good. So this really reduces that risk.
Yeah. So somebody loses the card, can that card still be utilized by someone who either picked it up or happened to have stolen the card?
Yes, it can.
Yeah.
And that's the scary part about it is what banks and issuers are saying is that if one of these cards is presented to a merchant who does the insert on it, a bank is going to say, we will do our due diligence to go try to find out what happened. If you are now in a business where the card was swiped, the institutions are saying, hey, this is on the merchant. You don't have the right equipment in place. We're not going to go to bat for you on this. The liability does shift over to the merchant.
The machines that you offer, you were talking about, you have 2 or 3 machines because there have been so many machines in the past, but everybody's going to just 2 or 3 that are out there because of the high technology that's involved, and you don't need to replicate that with a whole bunch of other machines that are out there for credit card processing. When folks come in to utilize this, it can be somebody that maybe has a small home business that they need to utilize. So it's not just a big business that can utilize this technology, right?
Yeah, credit card fraud doesn't pinpoint who you are or what, they don't care. It's something that, one transaction is just as risky as any, and the type of terminals that are coming out now have, the slot where you can insert the card, where a lot of the other terminals just don't have that technology. And as they build these terminals, you will see more of them hit the market, you'll see them, but there are only maybe a couple, maybe 3 or 4 that actually do it, depending upon the processor that you're
so
with.
It sounds like you guys are kind of well ahead of the power curve that's out there. As an example, if I've got a small business at home and I'm going, most of the time I receive checks, I'm a little leery of that. I want to do credit card processing. You actually have mobile ones that are wireless that you can take wherever you might go. Let's go through the process of, I call you and I say, hey, I've got this small business. I want a credit card processor. I want something to do with all of this new technology. Where do I go from there?
Well, basically what we do is we start asking you some questions. How do you take your cards? Are you a face-to-face transaction? Are you an internet transaction? Because you got to think, any card that's presented over the internet, there is no way to validate via chip, because you're obviously punching in the transactions. So what we do is we come in and we assess what your business needs. We look at your traffic, do you need 1 machine? Do you need 2 machines? And a lot of the times we just take it case by case and we do our due diligence to make sure that you have the latest and greatest technology. A lot of the times we put these terminals in merchants' businesses for free, because you know we need to make sure that they have the best technology out there.
Sure.
And we just take it case by case, and we identify what your business needs, and we kind of take it from there.
And the rates vary.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the credit card rates vary. So folks can basically use just about any credit card, and my understanding there's well over 1,000 different types of credit cards out there.
I'd probably say that number is probably closer to maybe 400 or 500.
Okay.
But
okay.
yeah, each card is that you get presented. I can pull 4 cards out of my wallet right now that all have different rates.
Yeah.
And you know, you really have to start to hone in on the types of cards you're taking, how you're taking them, and how they're presented.
Absolutely. What is your phone number that folks can get a hold of you?
843-556-2499.
And we've got it up on the screen as well. Thank you so very much, Mike, for being here with us.
Appreciate you having me.
Absolute pleasure. We got more coming up in just a moment, so stay with us.